Hey guys, welcome to the show. Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. How's it going? Just checking the sounds, checking the volumes. I don't know what's going on over here. I gotta put the other camera back in and figure out how to shrink this down a little bit. Because I have got a green screen and it only goes, as you can see, it only goes to here. This is where the green screen ends. Right? So that's why you can see the fan, and that's why you can see my side stuff there. Plus also the camera is wide. I can't reduce. This is a cheaper camera, so I'm gonna put the other camera back in here. I don't need this one. I'll put the other one back in. The reason I have this one is because it has a light included in it, but I don't need that light. So the other one I know can zoom in. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, welcome to the show. Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I want to say thank you guys for joining the party. If you're here, please comment below. Let me know where you're from and your name, and we'll say hi. If you're watching after the fact, after the live stream, please say hi. Having my coffee. Oh, so good, so good. So I have a coffee brewing machine, one of those espresso machines. And I grind my own coffee. I buy my own coffee beans. I brew it and everything like that. I'm not crazy, like, measuring everything and, doing that. Yeah, I have a simple, but I bought some accessories that really actually help. I bought a tamper, which compacts everything. And yesterday I bought a grinder it grinds it perfectly. Such a better flavor from the bean. I like a very heavy, thick, rich coffee, and that's what this is doing. This new grinder is really doing a good job. Really love it. Anyway, guys and girls, sorry, I don't mean that. I'm just guys as in humans. Welcome. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I am a Sri Lankan citizen, Canadian citizen, retired in Sri Lanka with my mom and dad. And this is my live stream. So this is where you and I can interact, and maybe you can get to know me a little bit better. Today we're going to talk about getting old. It's not always fun. I'm not complaining. I just want to point out some of the things that I wish I focused on a little bit earlier in that transition from middle age to older age. I'm not old, I'm older. My birthday's coming up in 17 days? 25th is my birthday, Christmas Day. Yeah, I know. I'll be 56. Look at this face. Where on this face does it show you 56? Other than my gray, I have no wrinkles. That's just pure natural. I haven't done any work or anything. I just use like lotion. But I am doing a treatment now. I'm using like Princess Jasmine got me a whole bunch of like face care stuff. Cleaner, toner, cleanser, moisturizer. So I'm using a lot of that stuff. Just because it's sitting there in my bathroom, so I might as well use it, right? So, yeah. Anyway, another update to the channel. This is not it's not bad news, but it's not good news. It's that I lost my monetization. Now, I'm going to contest it. The last time I lost monetization, it was justified because I was reusing content and I was breaking YouTube's rules. But this time they've said the same thing, that I'm reusing content. If you guys watch my videos, you know I'm not reusing any content. It's live. From the minute I start to the minute I end, it's just me talking. Other than the background music, other than the bumper at the beginning and in the middle, which is just me talking, other than the bumper, the intro, which shouldn't, it's not majority of the content. It's 30 seconds of content. Other than the music and maybe the intro and the extra, which they say is not considered. The content is not reused. It's live. It's just me talking, walking and talking. So I have to now make a video and post that to them before the 26th. I'm going to do that today or tomorrow. And I have to produce the video. I have to write a script. So I have to make sure that I hit every nail on the head. I can't just freewheel it. So I'm going to produce that this afternoon and get that uploaded and sent to them. So that'll be like 7 to 14 days. Hopefully I'll get my monetization back. It's not a huge amount, but you know, every little bit helps. And you know, the support from you guys is great. I truly appreciate it. So if you do want to support the channel in the short term, watch more content, please. Just let it play in the background. I need to build my minutes watched. So if you can just play videos all day long, I would greatly appreciate that. Just go into a playlist and just let it play on and on. Click, like, comment. It doesn't matter what you comment, just as emoji, a smiley face, it doesn't matter. It shows engagement, so I truly appreciate that. And here's what I found out about the algorithm is that it looks at the subscribers first. So if you're a subscriber, you want to support the channel, if you click the video like, if you comment on the video, if you share it to your Facebook, if you click share and just click send to something, it doesn't matter. YouTube sees that. You don't really have to post it to your Facebook. You can just share it and send it to your SMS or whatever. It just sees that it was shared and sees that you engaged with me. And what that does is the algorithm sees that you are interested in this content. Then it takes that content and sends it to other people like you who might also be interested in my content. So therein lies the most important thing, is that I need to get in front of other people just like you. I know you guys support me and I appreciate it. I love it. You guys are great. I really want the channel to grow. I want to earn back my monetization. I'm under the 4,000 hours, but just barely, like a couple hundred hours. I need to get that monthly number up a little bit more. So please help me. I truly appreciate it. You guys can just watch a couple of extra videos per day, get my numbers up. I truly appreciate it. Mom and Dad appreciate it. So yesterday we went to a Korean restaurant. It was a lot of fun. I haven't eaten Korean food in 3 years. I ate it when I went to Korea like 2 years ago. I was in Korea for a couple weeks, but I didn't eat it every day like I used to, and it's been a while. So we went, we had bulgogi, we had jjigae, which is a soup. Bulgogi is beef. We had pork, we had chicken, barbecue, kimchi. Nobody liked the kimchi. Mom and Dad and Desmond and Harshana. Desmond is our driver. Harshana is our my dad's attendant. Didn't like it. They said it was too sour because it's fermented, right? And that's not used to here in Sri Lanka. Whereas in the West, not in the West, in the East, they ferment a lot of foods because they need to naturally keep them. Here, it's more dried fish and things like that. Whereas in Korea, we don't have dried. Well, we do, but not as much. So they didn't like it, but I loved it. I loved listening to people speaking Korean because there was a Korean family next door, sitting down next to us. So that was a lot of fun. What else? Went shopping. Yeah, Peta. That video is going up on Monday. You guys will like that. What else? Oh, just getting so close to that vacation, man. Let me tell you, I am so looking forward to my vacation. Give me 1 second. So that vacation is coming. I mean, we're less than 50 days away. My brother's coming in 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, a week and a half. Looking forward to seeing him. We're getting mom a new laptop. I got to figure out something for her. She does not like the phone she has right now. She has a Xiaomi Note 10. She doesn't like the user interface. The Xiaomi UI is not what she's used to. And you know, as a senior, she's doesn't like change. She had a Fold 3, and as you guys know, that Fold 3 broke because of the dust. So I have the phone here. I'm gonna take it to Thailand to see if I can get it fixed. It cannot be fixed in Sri Lanka. They don't have the parts. They can't import the parts. Even if they did import the parts, it would be insanely expensive. I should just buy a brand new Fold for the cost of fixing it. So I'm going to take it to Thailand, see how much it costs to get fixed. If it, well, I have two of them. Mine and hers both broke. So I'm going to fix one. The other one I'm going to sell for parts or trade it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the phones, I'm going to take them to the Samsung store and see how much it costs to fix. I cannot remember what I paid to fix it last time. But what I will do is, what I'll do is I will go to Tukum and I will see how much it costs to buy a used S20 or S21 or S22. Okay, I don't want to get a Fold. Mom wants a Fold. So I'm going to compare the price between an older model S, Samsung Galaxy S, like an S22, S21, whatever is available. I'm going to see how much one of those costs. Then I'm going to see how much it costs to fix both of the phones or one of the phones. And then I'll gauge. Then I need to buy, and I'll have to do it after the fact, online from China, from AliExpress, a dust cover for the phone. They exist, I've seen it. That will prevent dust from going inside the phone. They're actually clunky. That's why I never used them before, because they're kind of clunky. But for mom, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna get a phone. I'm not gonna get a new phone. I have my S24, I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna get a Fold. But if the cost to fix the phone is good, I will do it because I'll have it as a backup, right? In the event I drop this or lose it or something, I have a quality phone to use. Or I could sell it or give it to someone. So yeah, that's going to be a nice little cost. What the heck happened in Korea? Guys, did you see that? Does anybody know about this? My goodness, it was insane what happened. So a lot of people were asking me what was going on. Like mom asked me, my brother asked me, and people were wondering. And I'm like, well, I haven't been there in 3 years, but basically I do understand what happened. So basically what happened was Korea, like America, like most of the world, goes back and forth between left and right, left and right, left and right. Korea is predominantly a conservative country, but sometimes they'll go to the left, like the United States does. They go back and forth, okay, between left and right. Now, Korea has many political parties, but there's three main ones. And what'll happen is they'll split and then start a new party, but it's the same party, just under a new name. And ever since I've been in Korea, since 2009, every president except the previous one were arrested. So in 15 years, four presidents, 3 have been arrested and gone to jail. This one, current one, is looking like he will. I made a joke is that they're going to have to build a new jail exclusively for presidents of Korea. I'm pretty sure that the other ones previously, they were in jail as well, but pardoned. Except for Moon. President Moon was the only one who hasn't been in jail. So in Korea, they serve a 5-year term. So what happened was, the previous government was a people's uprising, and Park Geun-hye, she was Korea's first female president, and she was impeached in a people's uprising. It was a peaceful protest. It was found that she was under the influence of a third party, a shaman, and there was some corruption going on, etc. The shaman went to jail because she was influencing the government, and she was charged with corruption, and she's in jail as well. So during the election, the current President Yoon, was elected by a slim majority from the opposition party, and he was a former prosecutor who prosecuted the former president, and also was on corruption. His government came in a slim majority, and they controlled the presidency and the House. And immediately, popularity was not strong, and pretty soon the popularity went down, and they were mired in scandal and controversy. The midterm elections, they lost control of the House, and he became a lame duck. So recently, the election was only like 6 months ago, they lost the majority. Out of 300 seats, they control 210. Or I don't know how many, but they don't control a majority. Or maybe they do, or I'm not sure. They don't control the House. And anyway, basically what happened is the current House leaders are constantly pushing forward bills and laws which pass to the desk of the president, who has to sign them, but he's vetoing all of them. And they're putting forward bills to investigate his wife on corruption, to investigate him and other officers of the presidency on corruption charges, and he keeps denying it. They push through the budget, and they're not allowed to add things to the budget, but they cut things from the budget. So they cut a whole bunch of things, sent it to the president, he vetoed it. So there's a budgetary crisis, constitutional crisis, etc., etc. So nothing is happening in the government. The president is continuously putting forward plans to, programs to benefit the people, to try to win back the people's trust and love, but it's not working. And the government is at a standstill. So there is constant protesting, animosity, and problems in the government. And it came to a head on Tuesday when at 11:30 at night he comes on television and announces martial law, and he closes the parliament, deploys the military, and the videos were not. I was freaking out. I saw it immediately as it happened because I just happened to be on the news, and I saw it because I was preparing for my next day's class, and it popped up on my feed, on my news feed, because that's what I do with my classes. I do news, and I was like, like 10 minutes after it happened. I'm like, what? I thought it was like fake. I couldn't believe it. So I'm watching the news, and then I see the news of the troops being deployed, because the police were initially deployed. Then the troops show up. It's crazy. And I was up for a few hours, and then within 6 hours, it was over. And the next day, some of my students, they were like, I went to bed early. I woke up and I was like, what the heck just happened while I slept? So basically, the House convened. They broke through the police lines, and 190 of the 300 representatives voted to rescind the impeachment, the martial law. And that under the Constitution, that has to be now rescinded. So that's what happened. And then they stayed in the parliament because they were afraid that if they left, that the president would re-invoke martial law. So now they've put forward impeachment. Okay, so yeah. So impeachment needs 2/3 majority, and they don't have 2/3 majority. They have 195 of the 200 votes needed out of 300 seats. So they need a 2/3 majority for impeachment. So they have 195, 5 short. So the impeachment vote was yesterday, and the ruling party boycotted the vote. So it was doomed to failure from the beginning because they don't have enough votes. 5 or 6 people from the ruling party have to join the opposition, and they decided not to. Investigations are being conducted. One of the military leaders was arrested and charged. So there's a whole big brouhaha going on. The Korean won fell. Oh my gosh. I have to buy $8,000 US dollars on Tuesday. And I am losing so much money on the exchange. I have to spend more to buy that $8,000 because it's for my vacation, and I have to give money to mom. Ugh. Over the last 6 months, I'm spending $1,000 more to buy that same $8,000. But I'm spending it in Sri Lanka and in Thailand, which when I go to buy the Thai baht and the Vietnam dong, I'm getting more for my US dollar because the US dollar is strong. So even though the US dollar is strong, I'm buying it here and selling it here. So it kind of works out in the end because I'm not spending US dollars. I'm buying another currency, which is also weak against the US dollar. So it works out in the end, but still, I'm not happy about it. Anyway, what's going to happen is basically there was huge protest yesterday. It was 50,000 people protested in the streets yesterday. This will continue, and the government will be under pressure, and eventually, just like what happened last time, backroom deals will be made to protect the president, and he will resign. He'll be charged, but he won't get convicted. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. This was not a big deal. This was just it was a big deal, but it wasn't corruption. It was just a procedural issue, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, right? I think he's going to get charged but not convicted, or if he is convicted, he'll be pardoned, and then there'll be an election and a new president will come in. So I'm telling my Korean friends, buy stocks today, buy shares today. Everything's down, but it will come back up in the next year, because that's what happens to Korean stocks. They're strong because the underlying fundamentals are good. That's what I'm telling Lady Sarah. Buy stocks in Korea. If I had a stock account in Korea, I would, but I don't, and I don't want to bother opening because my time in Korea is ending soon, and I don't want to get involved in all the taxes and all the processes and everything like that. I've set it up in Sri Lanka. I'm happy with Sri Lanka. I'm making money in Sri Lanka. My gosh, my brewery stocks went up huge because they just announced an expansion of a new bottling facility, and the stock went up like 40%. I'm so happy. And this was on the recommendation of a broker, and he said these stocks were undervalued, and he's right. Every single one of my stocks are over 10%. Some are 30%. Two of my stocks are 35%, 22%. The other one is 10% and 5%. I mean, and that's in 3 months. That's how much I've earned. So I'm so happy with that. I mean, I'm not a financial guy, but you know, it makes sense. You do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So you always have to have cash. So everyone is selling. That's when you buy. Everyone is buying. That's when you sell. Everyone's buying Nvidia. Everyone's buying Bitcoin. Everyone's buying gold. That's when you sell, right? Because that's the bubble. The bubble will pop and you'll lose it. Don't buy now hoping it'll go up a little bit. Buy today, sell tomorrow. If you're buying on the upswing, on the bubble, I mean, come on, it's not rocket science. Darren would agree with me if he's not online today. I'm surprised. He's usually on, but he's probably busy today. But what else is going on? So I wanted to talk to you guys about getting old. I don't consider myself old. My age is old. I'm surprised that I'm 56. I consider myself in my 30s mentally. Yeah, I don't want to say mentally, emotionally. Maybe that's a better word to say. Emotionally, I'm in my late 30s because I never had kids. I never was in a marriage. My marriage ended when I was 38. So that's where I am emotionally, right? I'm still like to go out. I still like to have fun. I still like to enjoy life. I still like to live life. Although going out to a club and partying is not that much fun for me anymore because I'm not a kid, you know, and I go there and I meet like 20-year-olds. It's just not that much fun anymore. Now, if I could go to an 80s bar and hang out with people in their 40s, yeah, that would be great. I just got to find one. But again, I'm not really interested in that because I work all the time. I would rather go to a place and live on a beach and, you know, eat good food and enjoy water activities and meet friends. One of the things I love doing is when I go on vacation or when I go in Sri Lanka is meeting other foreigners and saying hi to them and talking to them and you know, socializing with them and, you know, asking them how they love it and talking to them about their homeland. You know, I love that. When I go on vacation, when I'm going to Thailand or Vietnam, that's what I do as well. I like to meet other foreigners and talk to them about their adventures. But I mean, I spend a lot of time with locals or expat locals. So for example, my friend Alex, who lives in Thailand, who's been there for like 8 years and is, you know, basically retired there. Well, no, he is retired there. And I have other friends there too, Dylan and Kevin, things like that, people like that. So these are people who have made their lives there. And they're YouTubers as well, so that's how I know them. It's funny, Alex, though, is friends with my friends from Korea. Alex and I were in Korea at the same time, but we didn't make that connection. but he knows people I know. They served together in the military in the Philippines. And then my friends from the Philippines came to Korea, and that's how I met them. He was in Korea for a short time and then retired in Thailand. It was funny because my one friend said, oh, you know, I should introduce you to my friend in Thailand. He's a YouTuber too. And I said, is his name Alex? He goes, yeah. I said, I've been following him for years. They just like funny. It's such a small world. I mean, global world. Yet the 6 degrees of separation is so much fun. Let me just check this volume here. Give me 1 second. 6 degrees of separation. So much. All right, yeah, that's okay. I just want to make sure the music is not too loud. Let me just lower that a little bit. Okay. So, what else is going on? Yeah, getting old. I don't consider myself old. I don't consider myself. I'm healthy. I think that that's the most important thing, is that I'm healthy. I don't have any issues. I work out, I eat healthy. I could lose 10 pounds. We all could. But I hope to lose a little bit of weight before vacation. I'm trying. I'm going to work out after this. After this live stream, I'm going to work out. I put it on my calendar to work out every single time. It's very important to me, and I actually feel bad when I don't work out. So I put it in my calendar. Work out, buddy. Work out. So it's in my calendar. I work out every single day. So every 3 days I do cardio and stretching, and every 2 days, and the other 3 days I do HIIT, HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. And I do it online. I just watch a YouTube video and boom, there it is. And I'm like sweating to the oldies. So 7 days a week I work out. And people will say, oh, you got to do it. No, you know what? I don't need to rest. I need to exercise. I need to get that heart rate up because I sit all day long. 15, 20 minutes of exercise is not bad, okay? And I alternate between cardio and muscle. Cardio is just getting my blood pumping, my heart going. And the HIIT is the muscles and the stretching. Getting those, you know, I'm having a pain in here, right here. It feels it in the, not the bone, but the muscle. And it's not like it's sore. It's like I can't lift my arm up because there's a pain there. Hello, Yo-Yo 3K. How are you? Where are you watching the video from today? Please let me know. Thank you for joining. You have any questions? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer for you. So we're talking about getting old, and I'm exercising, I'm eating right. I have an app that I'm tracking all of my calories, my water, my exercise, my sleep, so that I'm not cheating myself. And that's the trick here. You know what you're eating, but if you have a visual representation, because I'm a visual kind of guy, if you have a visual and you see I overate by 500 calories, then you know you're only cheating yourself. Toronto, hey, I'm from Toronto. Thank you for joining the channel. I'm glad you're here. I think this is the first time we've ever spoken. Thank you for joining. I am a Canadian citizen, Sri Lankan citizen, and I lived in Korea for 15 years. I lived in downtown Toronto for, well, I lived in Canada from 76 until 2007. I worked at Bell Canada for 27 years. Sorry, not 27 years, 20 years or something like that. I lived Harbourfront, Queens Quay. I grew up in Bradford, north of Newmarket. Went to U of T. So yeah, I downtown Toronto, love it, miss it. Don't miss the snow and don't miss the cold. But I left Canada in 2007 for Korea. I lived in Korea for 15 years. And then 3 years ago, I left Korea and came to Sri Lanka to semi-retire with mom and dad. I'm an online teacher. I teach back in South Korea. So I earn money in South Korea and I spend it here in Sri Lanka. It's snowing. Jeez. Oh my goodness. It's cool here today. It's 28 degrees and sunny, but it is only 9:30 in the morning. It's gonna get hotter, but yeah, snow I can do without it. I have lived the last 3 years of my life without feeling cold, other than when it gets chilly here, like when it gets to like 26. Then that's cold for me. That's cold. I have to like put on socks or wear long pants. But I only have one pair of long pants. Well, other than jeans, like long like sweatpants. I have to put on socks and stuff. So yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Thanks so much for joining. I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions or you want to know anything or comment, just please let me know. Where are you from? Are you Canadian? Are you Sri Lankan, etc.? Your family situation, just yeah, this is a good thing. I do talk about this, and I am laser focused on making money. Laser focused right now. Every day I'm looking at making money and passive income. Let me tell you something. It's so amazing, and I've done a lot of videos. Check out my link below. Click on my channel if you're new to my channel. I would truly appreciate you subscribing, liking, and commenting on every video. If you could just put like a smiley face or something, it helps my channel. Because I recently got earlier this week I got demonetized, but I'm contesting the demonetization. They say that I'm reusing material, and I've never done that. So I gotta make a video and contest it. So hopefully I'll get my monetization back. But if you can help me get my minutes watched up by watching a whole bunch of videos, I would truly appreciate that. I have done cost of living and money and making money and how to be smarter. Thank you so much. Truly, brother or sister. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're male or female. Truly appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And I hope that I'm inspiring, because that's why I'm doing this. A lot of my subscribers are saying that they like my honest approach. And I'm not saying anything that is not true. I'm just saying something from the mistakes that I've made. Okay, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's true. Let's go back to your question. You want to save enough to invest and make passive income. And let me be very clear. That is what you should be doing. And if you could mention how old you are or what age group are you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? And here's the thing. The first step is be debt free. If you're not debt free, you're paying for someone else. Okay. If you're not monetizing every minute of your day, then you're not achieving your potential. Okay. There's, all of these side hustles and this and that and blah, blah, blah. The thing is that you got to quit your job and move to another job. That way you can leverage your experience. 35, never been in debt. Bingo, brother. You are 90% there. You are 90% to your target. Let me tell you, the other 10% is the hardest 10%. It's that last few pounds that you got to lose. That is the hardest. And here is my advice. This is serious advice I wish I did when I was 35. 35, I was at the end of my marriage. 38 was when I got divorced. Let me tell you something. Those last few years, stupid mistakes that I made. I'm doing a video on the mistakes I made. That's coming out next week. I overspent. because I was working at Bell Canada. I was a senior executive at Bell Canada. And I was making 6 figures, ridiculous. My final 2007 tax return was $500,000. Because I made bonuses. So about 60% of my income was salary. The other 40% was bonuses, ridiculous bonuses. And I was always, I'll get my bonus. So I didn't care about my credit card debt. It was 6 figures. 6 figures, my credit card debt. Why? I didn't care. I had a low interest rate. And every month it was like $100. I don't care. In interest, $500 interest. Money didn't matter to me because I had so much coming in, but so much was going out. I didn't think about saving. And here's the magic word that I want to tell you. Sacrifice, brother. Sacrifice. If you sacrifice 4 years, you can retire in 4 years. I guarantee you can retire. All right. And here's how you do it. You move into a basement shithole apartment for as cheap as you can get it. Now, get rid of the car, get rid of everything. You don't need a car. Live as close to work as possible because, I'll spend less and live further away and have a bigger place. But then you got to pay for car, insurance, gas, maintenance, blah, blah, blah. All right. People don't think about the maintenance. They don't think about the taxes. They don't think about the depreciation. They don't think about the time that you have to drive back and forth. If you can be home in 10 minutes, that's more time that you can do to work a second job. So what, you live in a crappy apartment? It's just living. If you can retire in 4 years to a beach or 10 years in a luxury apartment that you're paying somebody else for to increase their value, come on, sacrifice. That's the hardest word for us to accept. We all want to live now. We don't want to live later. What does this say? Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. It doesn't mean YOLO. It means, let's pack our bags and go to Bangkok. I can't. I have a job. I have debt. I have bills. I have this. I have that. That's life living you. You need to grab life and say, I'm going to do what I want. Don't make a bucket list. Live your bucket list right now. So you are 90% of the way there, brother. So to save your money, I'm not going to say don't. Maximize the amount of passive income you can get. In the short term, real estate. Buy a house, rent out the basement, live upstairs. Or you live in the basement and let somebody rent the big part. You live in the crappy little tiny place and you let somebody a family rent the upstairs. You get more money and they pay for your mortgage. Okay? Sacrifice. Get rid of the cable. Get rid of the cell phone. Get the smallest cell phone package. Stop buying clothes. Stop going on vacation. I heard it's ridiculous. I mean, if you have the money to buy, then do it. Or get a mortgage and then have somebody pay your mortgage. Put like a down payment, 50,000, 100,000 down, and get a house and then have somebody. Perfect. You're doing all the right things. Like, get your bills down to as minimum as possible. Take as much money as possible. Buy gold. Buy gold. Okay? Don't buy mutual funds because you got to pay 4%, 3%, 5%, right? To the management company. You got to not pay any fees to make your money. So like if you have stocks and you have to pay a 2% fee for your stocks, that means your stock has to make 2% before you start making money. Okay? You buy gold. You diversify. I'm currently diversified 40% stock, 60%, 30% stocks, 40% gold, 20% term deposits, and 10% cash. Also in 30-day rolling accounts. Okay? So high interest, but that's all in Sri Lanka. In Canada, I've been gone for 17 years. I don't know what the situation is like over there. So I'm going to say, join a Facebook group, join a group that can help you make money. You want to be medium risk. You don't want to retire in 15 years. Okay, I know mom gets paid in Canadian dollars and she's crying about it all the time. But here, the thing is that the cost of living here is really, really low. So you can take advantage of that. Even with inflation, we still don't pay a lot. Having a portfolio, I said before, brother, you are taking the first, you got it 90%. You got it. As long as you have that mental focus. And here's the motivator. Now, this is, again, I'm just talking about, I'm very passionate about this because it's just so easy. You just have to do it. And here's the trick to do it. And this is how I did it. You set a goal and you write it down on a piece of paper or on a software, on Excel. This is what I have on Excel. And I have a number. I know exactly how much I spend a year. And I divide that by 12. So I have to have X amount of dollars coming in per month. Now I add 5% for inflation every year, okay, and cost of living, right? And that's my magic number. So I have to have investments that generate that amount for me to live. For me to live in Sri Lanka, for me to travel 2 to 3 months a year. Okay. Now, when I travel, here's the other important thing. When I travel, I don't travel for 1 week. I travel for 1 month, 3 months. So that cost of that airplane ticket is amortized over 2-3 months. So I'm flying to live somewhere else, and then I'll get an apartment for 3 months, and I'll get a good price. And then I'll live like a local. Sacrifice, get that money coming in. Go mid-range risk, not long-term, not short-term, mid-range, buy stocks that are undervalued, buy stocks that pay a dividend, put it in a term deposit, the best term deposit for like 2 years, 4 years, where you get the best rate. Okay, no fees, no mutual funds. And gold. You buy in gold today and you take it out in 3 years, you're going to make 50%, 30%. You're going to make more than 5%, which is what the current interest rate is, right? Really? Well, I see again, I don't do the market in North America. I'm in the market here. Korea, the market's down. Sri Lanka, the market is going up and has been for the last 3 months. So I bought in the dip. I bought 2-3 weeks before the bottom of the dip. I bought in just at the right time. And I'm telling my Korean friends, buy right now. The constitutional crisis in South Korea is going to last another month or so. So now the dip is going to bottom out over the next 3 months, and then it's going to skyrocket because the fundamentals in South Korea are strong. South Korea is a major exporter. No, look at your phone, look at your fridge, look at your TV, look at your car. It's all Samsung, LG, Hyundai, Lexus, Kia. And you know what? That's a good thing for the economy. I don't care about politics. I only care about money. And if he does something that will raise the money, great. Great. My crypto is up. My crypto is up. It's up so much that I'm thinking of selling. Because this train ride is not going to last forever. And start a YouTube channel. Within 3 months, within a year, you can be making money. And it's fun. I do it for fun, right? Yeah, and here's the funny thing. I did not buy my crypto. It was given to me. I got 10,000 coins of this one coin. And at the time, it was worth like 10 cents a coin. So it was like $1,000. And I was going to sell it. And then the market crashed. And it was worth like $10 at one point. Now it's worth like almost $75. When it hits 100, I'm going to sell it because I'm tired of keeping it. I just don't want it anymore. It's never going to go back up to $1,000. It's never. It's just the market capitalization is just not there. So when it hits $100, so probably next week, I'm going to sell it sometime next week, like Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to watch how it goes, and I'm going to sell it next week. It's free money. I didn't pay anything for it. And here's the beautiful things about stocks is that if you lose on your stocks, you can write that off on your salary and your other income as a loss to minimize your taxes. I hate paying taxes. That's the other thing that you got to watch out for. You got to get someone smart to help you with your taxes, to maximize your tax, minimize your tax pay. Then you can take that money and put it into investing. I'm very, very big on investing. I'm not the smartest guy in investing. I don't have all the answers, but what I do have is a plan. And that's what you have to do. You have to set up a plan. You have to write it down. Okay, let me go back to, so I have that number, that magic number, and you work backwards from that number. Okay, that's what I did as a salesman. I work backwards from my target. So every day I can see my numbers getting closer and closer to that target. I am 11 months away from being able to retire fully. And I'm 24 months away from never having to work again. Okay. And that's without a pension. I mean, I'm 56. I have to wait till 60 to get my CPP and 65 to get my OAS. I'm going to take it right away. I'm not going to wait till 70. I'm going to get it right away. It's a couple $100, but hey, it's a couple $100. One of the good things about working in South Korea is they have a pension treaty with Canada. So my CPP and my Korean pension will be merged together. So the 15 years in Korea and the 25 years in Canada will combine to 40 years, my full pension. So that'll be great. See, I don't pay income tax in Sri Lanka. I pay 5% on my investment income. And I pay less than 15% in Korea on my income. So, and because I don't live there, I don't pay healthcare or pension or unemployment because I'm a freelancer. So I don't have to pay that. I only pay income tax. So the hit on me is really low. So definitely try to sacrifice for, if you can sacrifice for a couple of years, you can retire well before you're 40 years old. And you can retire outside of Canada. Now, I'm going to make another suggestion. Dual citizenship. Try to get a citizenship for another country. So obviously you have Canadian citizenship. If you have parental citizenship from your grandparents or parents, you can reclaim that passport. That might help you. Okay, I don't know if you're Sri Lankan ancestry, but if you can get Sri Lankan citizenship, go for it. You can't apply for Sri Lankan citizenship, although I don't know if a foreigner can become a naturalized Sri Lankan. I should look that up, but I don't think so. Oh, you're Sri Lankan? Okay. You have dual citizenship? Then you're golden, brother. you're golden, because you can live here and spend Sri Lankan rupees. Honestly, if you can live here, even if you have nothing here, you have nothing, no family, no real estate, no nothing. You can land here with your passport, and you can live here for about 400 to 500 US dollars a month. That's it. Renting a place, having a cook. Healthcare you don't need, because you just buy it outright, because it's so cheap here. Okay. An emergency thing, you pay for it. It's only like $50, $100. That's what health insurance would cost you, $50 to $100 a month. Why do that when you only have to pay like once a year if you get sick, right? A maid, a cook, food, internet. Internet is my biggest expense, because I have a huge internet service. I have fiber unlimited, and it costs me $80 a month. That's my biggest expense. Food, everything, rent, you can live for $400 a month. Not transportation. I'm not including transportation. Okay, cars are expensive here. Gas is about $1 a liter. But electricity is a little bit expensive. Water is cheap, like it is everywhere. But we have solar power, so that's good. But if you come here, you can live on a beach, close to a beach, outside of Colombo. Don't live in Colombo. I don't know your situation, but I have another friend who is here, another subscriber. They're currently in Kandy. They're from Bangladesh, and they're looking to live here rather than living there because of the problems that are going on there, financial. And I suggested this: you travel around the country for a month or longer, like 3 months, and spend a week in different areas of the country to find the place that you like. Do you want to live up country? Do you want to live in the Northeast? Do you want to live in Jaffna? Do you want to live in the South? Do you want to live near Colombo? Where do you want to live? Where do you feel most comfortable? Which one is your vibe? Then, after staying in Airbnbs and hotels, then you go knocking on doors or talking to locals. I need an apartment for 3 months. Do you know anyone? And they'll point you around. Okay? And then you go and you find a place and you negotiate. And you find a place for 3 months. And then you find, do you know somebody who can be a maid or a cook for me? Absolutely. I have my auntie who can come. And now your life is set. Okay? You don't have to worry about anything except living. You don't have to clean. You don't have to cook. You don't have to wash. Everything's done for you. And it's cheap. It's cheap. Okay? You want a car ride? You call a pick-me. Right? And they're cheap. You negotiate it beforehand, and you're all set. You're all set. So, Mom says this. She says this, that on her pension, her and Dad can live here very comfortably. Their pension in Canada, there's no way they could live in Canada under their pension. Absolutely. Absolutely not. And we go out twice a month and have $100 dinner twice a month. No problems there. Even during the financial crisis 2 years ago, we had no problems in paying for things. Yeah, it is. And Mom and Dad are topped up. Like, they have the maximum pension, and Dad even has a job pension from his Bank of Montreal. So he has that pension. So it is difficult to live in the West under passive income, unless you're very, very rich. Darren, good to see you, brother. I was talking about you earlier. glad to see that you're on. Everyone, this is Darren, my good friend from Australia. Welcome. Good day. Hope everything is okay for you. Currently, it is summer in Australia and winter in Canada. And it is gorgeous in Sri Lanka. So what else is going on? Darren, we were just talking to our new friend Yo-Yo 3K from Toronto, Canada, a 35-year-old guy who is very interested in retiring soon. And I was just offering a little bit of personal experience as to what I did, the mistakes I made, and what they should do is, like, I basically said, sacrifice the next 4 years, grow your savings, and then the final thing, Yo-Yo, is try to get an online job so that you can continue making Canadian money but living in Sri Lanka. Okay, so that you can maximize your salary and minimize your spend. Yeah, I heard about that. Mom said they were increasing the pension as well. $250 is what, dinner out once? Living in Toronto, let me tell you, I lived at 1 King West. Okay, and 15 years ago, my rent was $2,500 at 1 King West. I don't even want to know what it would be today. That was 17 years ago. I paid $2,500 a month Canadian for my rent at 1 King West, which is, for those of you who don't know, it was a prestigious luxury condo in Toronto. Darren is a huge investor in Sri Lanka, and definitely, I looked at the prospectus, definitely something you guys should think about. I'm not a financial guy, but it seems like an interesting opportunity. I've already allocated my funds elsewhere, but if I come into a windfall, I would definitely do it. You know what, Yo-Yo, I would not even want to guess. So had I stayed in Canada, I would have been dead from a heart attack or broke from the cost of living, because I was stupid when I was younger, and I just spent like there was no tomorrow. I like the luxury lifestyle, so I did that. Now, I live comfortably, I live fun. So what I did, Yo-Yo, is I got me a broker, and I got online to some stock market Facebook groups and Reddit groups, and I listened to what these people were saying, and then I did my own investigation. So, I mean, it's just smart to buy undervalued companies that give a dividend. And if you are mid to long, so like I'm 1 year, 18 months, 2 years, 5 years, that's where I am. I'm not a day trader. I bought and held. SIN stocks, SIN, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, adult entertainment, gambling, and petroleum. So there's no gambling and no adult entertainment here there's no gambling and adult entertainment in Sri Lanka stocks. So I bought, what do I have? I have a petroleum company, cigarette, alcohol, and a bank, and one more, a telecom. And all 5 in the last 3 months are double-digit profit. All of them. My banking stock, 36%. The highest was 40. It went to 40. It's pulled back a little bit. My alcohol just shot up to 11%. The lowest one is my tobacco, which dropped from 8 to 4%, but it's going back up. I know it is. My telecom is up 20% just in 4 months. So the thing is that they're all undervalued because I did the research, and also they pay dividends. So I've already been paid dividends on all of them. I've made money already. And this is on top of the fees. The numbers I'm quoting you is on top of the fees. I've already paid the fees. And here in Sri Lanka, there is no fee to sell stock, only to buy. There's a flat fee of like just under 2%, like 1.67 or something like that. And there's no, I've got to double check whether there's tax on investment income. I think there's a 5% tax that they've started, but even 5% is not that big of a deal when you're making 30%, right? It's not 30% minus 5%. It's 5% of the 30% that you earn. So don't make that mistake. It's not that I minus 5%. No. It's not the way tax works. So anyway, and that's what I'm saying is if you're going to be spending Sri Lankan money, then you should invest in Sri Lanka and earn Sri Lankan money, because you're bringing it in from overseas. So even if there's inflation, it kind of works its way out, unless it's like hyperinflation, like 10,000%, like Venezuelan inflation. Then you're screwed. Then everybody's screwed. You might as well just, swim out into the middle of the ocean. But I mean, just like your average yearly inflation, 2%, 5%, is not going to kill you. When 5% of $50 is not that big of a deal for us as Westerners, right? 5% of $1,000, that's a heck of a lot. Okay, so that's where you've got to I was just about to say that. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you need to investigate all of these things. But when you look at it from like a very big picture, right? When you look at it from a very big picture, you have to look at, where is my money coming from? Where am I spending my money? And what is the value of that dollar? That money. How much am I working and what am I getting for that? So it's the buying power. Okay. I want you to, I don't want people to say, oh, you're right. No, I'm wrong. You need to do the investigation on your own, which is what Darren is commenting on. And I agree. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, though, is you need to set yourself up and you need to investigate your situation. Okay. You need to figure out what you need to do to live, and then what are the implications? What is the tax? What is the cost? What are the fees? You guys need to figure that out. I can't tell you. I figured out what it is for me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. But again, as time goes by, I'm going to learn, and I'll share those with you guys. Darren's pretty smart. This guy, he knows what's going on. I envy him, what he's doing. The guy works hard. I'm also lazy. But Darren, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk. Yes, and again, you're a foreigner. I'm a citizen, so it's a little bit different for me. I don't need to take the money out. I'm keeping the money in. What I was talking about is, if you're going to be living here and staying here like I am, I'm a citizen. I live here. I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. Then I need to be making money here. And when I travel, I'm going to be spending that money, right? I'm still going to keep money in South Korea. So I think most of the time I'm going to be spending that credit card. When I buy my plane tickets, I'll buy that credit card. When I need the cash to pay for my trip, I'm gonna use that cash. Tanya, good to see you. How are you? Are you back in Korea or are you in LA? I saw your Instagram and you were promoting a Korean contest. I briefly saw that. And you're always on an airplane. Your Instagram, you're always on a plane or in an airport or something like that. I love it. Love it. Tanya's my friend from Korea who is a super intelligent woman who just is on board with like making money and doing all the right things that you need to do to like be successful. She's a hustler. Wow. New Zealand. Wonderful. That's great. And where are you now? Oh, you're in California. Jeez, woman. How many air miles do you got? That must be great. Loving it. I'm heading over to Thailand January 25th for a month. January 25th till February 22nd. So if you want, I got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo available. Open for anyone who wants to come. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo in Pattaya, southern Pattaya in Jomtien, Pratumnak actually, the upscale neighborhood. So I'm there for a month and then 1 week in Phu Quoc, Vietnam. My first time going to Vietnam. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey, you and a friend, bring you and a friend and we'll party it up in Pattaya, let me tell you. I'll rent the room for you for, I think it's $30 a day, everything included. It's a luxury 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. If you're interested, let me know. You can come anytime from February 2nd till February 22nd. But if you're seriously interested, I'll let you know because somebody else might be coming. So like last year, I had 9 friends come and visit me in Thailand when I was there. I was there for a month. I had 1 week to myself. The rest of the time, there were friends coming and going. So if you're interested, let me know. I can send you the details, email me or Instagram me or Facebook me. We're all connected up, or Kakao. Anyway, Tanya, crazy stuff going on in Korea, eh? What an insane week it is over there. I was just talking about that earlier. It was crazy. I went to bed. This is what one of my friends said. He said, I went to bed early and I woke up and I looked at my phone and I thought it was fake because I couldn't believe that from the time he went to bed to the time he woke up, the whole country had changed. Like, it was insane. Like, I was up. Ron Chang sent me a message and said, Sam, do you see this? And I was like, what the? And I was watching it live and I couldn't believe it. It was craziness. Anyway, guys, let me tell you something. Working for you young people who are just starting out, as I said, if I could go back to when I was 30, 35, the 2 things that I would do is I would spend less and I would make more. Investing, I did it when I was younger, but I didn't do it the right way. But I would definitely save more, okay? I would sacrifice more and save more. How I would invest that's something for you guys to figure out, but I would definitely spend less. I wasted millions of dollars, millions in my life, between the ages of, like, say 25 and 35. Yeah. 25 to 38 till the time I left Canada. Yeah, Tanya, February 2nd to 22nd. Let me confirm the price, because I gotta figure out what the cost is, and then divide it out. I mean, I'll show it to you what I pay, but it's sitting empty. So I'll send you the details. I'll put it up on. I'll actually send you the link from Airbnb so that you can see the pictures and everything like that. I will confirm in the next 3 weeks by January 1. I also have. So here's the deal. It'll be an all-inclusive price, which include electricity, water, internet, all of that stuff. I will arrange for someone to pick you up at the airport. Don't worry about the cost of that. Pick you up at the airport and then take you back. I'll give you the exact days in the next couple of weeks. But right now, it would be the February 2nd till about February 17th, because I think I have someone coming for the last week. My friend Jasmine might be coming. But between my friend Sarah leaves on the 1st or the 2nd. I'll in your Instagram, I'll put the exact information. But if you want to come with a friend, it's a huge 2-bedroom. So it's not a tiny little, it's a king size bed. So guy friend, girlfriend, whatever you want, you can share the bedroom. That's more than happy. And I'm a Pattaya guy, so I know all the beaches, all the secret beaches, all the places to go to have fun. And then even if you want to do nightlife, yeah, that's great. Yeah, owning a car, my gosh. It's not the expense of the car. It's not the gas. It's those hidden costs that add up year over year. The cost of maintenance, the cost of the license plate, the cost of your driver's license, the cost of the fees for the license plate permit, the registration, the taxes, and then the depreciation. The car depreciates. It's not worth anything. And then when you sell it, you got to pay tax. Even if you got to get rid of it, you got to pay taxes. Dulan, thanks for joining the chat. Let me know where you're from. I would greatly appreciate it. I have this story on my YouTube. You can go back and check why I left Canada. Just put it in the search bar. There's a whole big story behind it. But basically, I was 38 years old. I was divorced. I didn't like my job. I hated it. I wasn't happy. I was almost 100 kilos in weight. I was ready for a heart attack or stroke. I hated everything about my life. I don't want to use the word my life. I wasn't happy doing what I was doing where I was. So I tried to find a job traveling. Couldn't, because we were in the middle of a recession. It was 2007, 2009, the middle of the global recession. And I had a friend of 20 years who was a Korean Canadian who was in Korea and said, the economy here is great. With your education and experience and age, you can make good money being a corporate teacher. You can make like 6 figures. And I said, I thought about it for a couple months. And then I said, yeah, I sold everything, packed up my bags, flew one way, and I never left. I knew after I was in Korea for 3 days that I would never leave. The plan was I would come back in a year or two after making a crap ton of money. But I never left. And that was 15 years ago. Thank you, brother. Another Sri Lankan brother. If you have Sri Lankan citizenship, do not give it up. If you're a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen, keep those. Those are the best things you can ever have. You can retire in Sri Lanka as a citizen. You can travel the world as a Canadian citizen. That's so great. Canadian passport is in the top 10. Sri Lankan passport is in the bottom. But it's a great passport to have. Let me tell you, being a dual citizen, love it. I truly appreciate. I know it's, I can't tell you how much I feel about this, but I truly appreciate your words and listening to what I have to say, because I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I am just telling you what I did wrong, and maybe you can learn from that. Okay. So maybe I should say, there was a TV show, Idiot Abroad, the mistaken Canadian. Maybe that's what I should do. I made a huge mistake in my life. I should have listened to my parents. I should have listened to people who gave me advice, but I thought I knew better. I'm not saying I'm right. What I'm saying is, these are the mistakes I made. And had I not made those mistakes, things would have been different. Okay. And thanks a lot, brother. I truly appreciate it, especially from someone so young like you. You are at the beginning, and you are so lucky that you have access to all of this information. I grew up, you have to remember, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, before the internet, okay, before this information. And we can listen to people like me and others, okay, who have made these mistakes or have advice, right? Not everyone is right. And don't believe these people telling you can. I don't tell you how to make money. I don't tell you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be doing this. I'm telling you, these are the mistakes I made, and this is what I'm doing now, and look at what I'm doing now. All right. I'm not a financial expert. I am a reality expert. If you don't sacrifice and save, you can't make money. So live in that crappy apartment for 2 years. Live in your parents' basement or on a couch, right? It's just for a couple of years. And then you can live the life you want for the rest of your life. Sacrifice a couple of years at the beginning to live the rest of your life in glory. Yeah, Dylan, you can check out my videos. There's a lot about talking about my life. I'll touch it very briefly today. I want to make you aware that I do life coaching. So if you're interested in 1 or 2 hours, there's no time limit, but I do a life coaching session. You can click the link below, buy me a coconut, and go to the members page, and you can purchase a life coaching session with me, and we will sit and discuss together online through Messenger or whatever internet app you have. We'll do video or voice, whatever you want. I've done a few, and I have one friend who was in America and is now in Thailand. Is now in Philippines. He took that first step, and he got out of the North America, and he's in Philippines, and we had a second meeting talking about Thailand, and he is exploring his life options of where to live and where to travel and where to finally settle down. I'm so proud of him. He took that first step, so I'm happy to do it. I'll just give you a very brief overview of my life and my career. My dad is a Sri Lankan diplomat, and I was born in China, 1968, Christmas Day. So my birthday's coming up. And if anybody wants to give me a present, I am a first class business ticket or first class or business ticket kind of person. Okay. I'm a size business class airline ticket to anywhere in Southeast Asia, anywhere with a beach. So I was born in Beijing. I lived there for 4 years, then 2 years in Italy, And then my dad, after Italy, we traveled around Europe for a little bit. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. We moved to Canada, lived in Scarborough for a little while, and then Etobicoke. And then we moved to Mississauga. And then, thank you. Thank you, Harshana. Coconut milk. How can you not go at fresh coconut milk with the pulp inside? So good for you. Then Dad started working at Bank of Montreal. Mom started working at National Bank, which became GE Capital. We eventually moved to a small town north of Newmarket called Bradford. I grew up there. At 17, I moved to Toronto, U of T. Started working for Bell Canada, and the rest is history. I lived in downtown Toronto, Harbourfront, Queens Quay. Then I got involved with my ex-wife. When I was 29, we got together. She was much younger than me. She was 11 years younger than me. I started hanging out with her when she was like 19, and we finally got together when she was 21. Big mistake. What basically happened was I was living in downtown Toronto, and she and I were dating. She was just finishing university, and I got a job offer and I lived Harbourfront, and I got a job offer in Hamilton. Huge promotion. Huge. Like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And so I told her, either we have to break up, or I want you to come with me. We'd been dating for a couple of years at that time. And she said yes. So we moved to Milton halfway, because she had family in Scarborough. And I did a great job. I made tons of money. She found a job, but she was just starting her career. I was in the middle of my career. And then we bought a house in Milton. And then I got promoted back to Toronto. She found a job in Toronto, which was perfect. But when we sold the house, it was at the beginning of the financial crisis. So we kind of lost money on the first house. And then a year after we moved back to Toronto, I bought a condo, luxury condo. 2-bedroom condo. And we got divorced or separated. A year later, I left Canada. I wasn't happy with my job. I hated my job. It was causing me a lot of stress because I was an executive at Bell Canada, causing me a lot of stress. I'm divorced. I had no friends because her friends were my friends. I didn't want to hang out. We were amicable. We were very amicable. Very. Like, we still hung out together. We still went out. She still came to my house, to my parents' house, and hung out. I still went to her house and visited with her family. It's just, we didn't love each other. We were still good friends. Not anymore. About 6 months after I came to Korea, I realized that was an old life that I didn't want to even think about anymore. I haven't spoken to her in 15 years. I have no idea. I couldn't care less, honestly. Not uncaring. It's not part of my life. I grew as a new person when I moved to Korea. I became a completely different person. I was much happier, much happier. And you know, you're coming from Sri Lanka, Dulan, to Canada. There's much better opportunities, a much better life, right? To start a family, grow, and be prosperous. Very difficult in Sri Lanka. I understand that. But for me, coming from a rich country to a developing nation, I can bring money with me that I can be prosperous here. People have asked me, oh, you know, you could get a job here. Absolutely not. I was offered an amazing job. My cousins told me, Mike, I was here 45 days and I was offered a job as director of one of the big beach clubs in Port City. And they said, wow, that's a great salary. How did you get that? I said, I just used my experience and I leveraged it. And I said, is that a good salary? That's a great salary for Sri Lanka. I said, it's nothing for me. I make that in a day. Teaching online. If I work a 10-hour day, that's what I make. And I'm like, why would I, you know, bust my butt for a month when I make that, I almost make that in one day. So there's the difference. You see what an upper middle class Sri Lankan makes in 1 month, you can make one day in 2 days in Canada. But you're working 20 days to pay to live in Canada. You see that? That's where I want to talk to you about is the power of the dollar that you're earning. What is it buying you? All right. So that's what Darren is also commenting on, is that I don't know what I'm talking about. You need to figure it out yourself. Okay. You need to make those calculations. You need to do the math, and you need to look at the risks. Okay. Inflation, cost of living, health, okay? All of those things, right? You need to look into those. I'm not going to say one thing or another, but I'm saying what I am experiencing. I am very lucky that I have my family. I'm very lucky that I have a house. Okay. Those things are already taken care of for me. I don't need to worry about them. I'm very lucky that I have an infrastructure of family and friends. I'm very lucky that I'm a citizen. I'm very lucky that I have money in the bank. I'm very lucky that I'm debt free. And, you know, worst case scenario, you know, my parents pass away. The house will be sold. That money will be used to, regardless of how much it gets, it doesn't matter, because it's not, I didn't put the investment in, it's an inheritance. Now, the house is mine. It was transferred to me. The house is mine. So it'll be income. It'll be 5% or whatever the value of the house. It doesn't matter, because there was no initial investment. The house was bought, the land was bought 15, 20 years ago, right? There's no mortgage on the house. There's no rent on this place. I mean, let's say if it were to happen tomorrow or whatever, what would I do? I don't know. I should do a vlog on that. What would I do? What would I do? Or what would happen after mom and dad are gone? That's something I should think about. I kind of know where I want to end up. And the thing is that eventually, 5-10 years down the road, I will be traveling every 3 months. 3 months in Thailand, 3 months in Korea, 3 months in Philippines or someplace else, then 3 months in 3, 6, 9, 12, and then 3 months in Sri Lanka in the winter. So I will travel as the monsoon seasons pass, right? Exactly. But here's the beautiful thing: working for the government, you're kind of I'm going to assume you're in a union because most government workers are. I think it's OPEC, not OPEC, Ontario. Oh, I forget the union name because I was in a union. Because I worked for Bell Canada. We had a union. Hated it. But as a unionized worker, you get good pension, right? You don't have to work. Yeah. AMA, PECCO. Yeah. I know that. But I mean, they have pretty decent benefits. Try to get the maximum you can, right, in the shortest amount of time, right? So like not the full pension, but get to the pension. You know what I'm saying? Like if they say you got to work 35 years to get the full pension, but you can start getting the pension at 20 years, work the 20 years, right? Even on a layoff, the buyouts are really good in the union. Really, really good. Like my buyout from Bell Canada was just superb. Just absolutely money in my pocket. I couldn't believe it. But I'll tell you one thing is, don't worry too much about healthcare, right? How do you avoid that? Well, keep yourself healthy, all right? Keep yourself healthy. Healthcare in Sri Lanka is really cheap, even if you pay it out of pocket, unless you get hit by a bus, right? Now, I have health insurance in that case under the house, right? I'm covered under the house. So if I get heart attack, stroke, get hit by a bus, I'm protected. If I have cancer or something, yeah, that's all under the house insurance. If I break my arm, I got to go pay for that. $20. I have my full blood work. I'm talking entire blood work, and it costs me every 3 months $80. Every 3 months. That's what, $25 a month, $27 a month. You cannot get health insurance for $27 a month. My medication, when I was on medication, prescription medication, cost me less than $30 a month. And I had 9 different pills. I'm down to 2 pills right now, vitamin D and fish oil. That's how healthy my living is. I got off all my medication because I don't need it anymore. I take vitamin D because I don't get enough sunlight because I'm stuck in here. And you need vitamin D to metabolize salt. And you need salt to metabolize vitamin D. And fish oil because that's all good for you. I don't take multivitamins because I eat a healthy diet. I eat such an amazingly healthy diet. But healthcare, over the counter medication and healthcare is cheap. And I go to the private hospitals here. I got an MRI on my arm because I was having some issues with pain in my arm. $150, and I got it right away. Can't do that in Canada. Even if it's free, you got to wait years. I ended up, because I had a compressed vertebrae in my neck, and basically what it was, I was always hunched over on my desk like this. So that's why I got a new chair. I spent $200 on a new chair, and I'm always leaning back now. I'm resting my neck and my shoulders. I have no stress on my neck and my shoulders anymore. I set up my home office so that it's ergonomic. I keep my hands supported, my neck and my shoulders are supported, my back, so I have no pressure on my neck anymore. I'm taking care of my health. So basically, Dulan, I will say to you, sacrifice as much as possible as you are without damaging your mental state, because you need to live life, okay? And I'm not saying be a hermit, but don't, cut out alcohol, cut out smoking, all right? Cut out, going to like 5-star restaurants. make your own lunches, make your own dinners, go out once a week and enjoy life. But you don't have to go to a club or a bar or whatever. You can hang out with friends and enjoy time at someone's house, you know, talking. And that's more mentally fulfilling, in my opinion, right? Get a hobby where you can share that love with other people, right? Mine's motorcycles and auto racing. So I belong to not a member, but I hang around with a motorcycle club here. And I like auto racing, and I hang out at a motorcycle bar, a sports bar. Mirko, buonasera. Very good. Mirko, thank you for joining. I really, truly appreciate it. Please click the like button and subscribe and comment. I truly appreciate your support. I'm glad you like it here in Sri Lanka. Work smarter, not harder. That's an old saying, and it is so true. And it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Absolutely. You gotta network. You gotta network. If you don't network, then you're not gonna get the opportunities. Mirko, I actually used to speak fluent Italian. I lived in Rome, 1974 to 1976. I lived in Rome. I spoke fluent Italian, and but I don't speak it anymore. Buonasera is the only thing I know. Tutto bene. I think that's Italian. But I did speak Italian for a few years, even in Canada. When I lived in Toronto, I lived in an Italian neighborhood in Toronto. I lived in St. Clair and Dufferin, which was the Italian neighborhood. And Etobicoke. Was it Etobicoke? I can't remember whether it was in Toronto or whether it was in Etobicoke. And no, St. Clair and Dufferin was Toronto. And it was the Italian neighborhood. And I remember my mom telling me the teacher said I couldn't speak English because I only spoke Italian. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Mirko, maybe you can comment. Did you get Sri Lankan nationality by marrying a Sri Lankan? I haven't researched this, but what I kind of understood is very difficult to get Sri Lankan citizenship, even through marriage. Can you comment on whether or not you are able to get Sri Lankan citizenship or nationality from marrying a Sri Lankan? Could you comment? Guys, can you give me 1 second, please? Thanks, guys. All right. So, yeah, Mirko, if you could let us know. I'm going to do a vlog about visas because again, I don't have to worry about that. Like even my brother, like, so mom wants a new gas range for the kitchen because the one she has is getting old. It's like 15 years old, not working properly. So I told my brother he's coming in 2 weeks. I said, listen, do me a favor. Go, when you arrive at the airport, go to the duty-free upstairs and look at the gas ranges and take some pictures and get the pricing, because I'd like to know what the cost is, so that when I come back in March, I can buy one. I can compare the duty-free pricing against the local store pricing and compare and see which one it is. And he says, well, why don't I just buy it when I come? And I said, no. You're a foreigner. My brother doesn't have Sri Lankan citizenship. I'm a Sri Lankan. I get a better deal as a Sri Lankan. I can import that. It's being imported. And so he's going to do that. And then I'm going to take his information, compare it to the local shops on what I can get here, and then make that comparison. And if it's cheaper, I'm going to go and buy it when I come in March, and they'll deliver it. They'll deliver it to the house. Yeah, Miracle. See, I'm a Canadian, and I'm allowed to dual citizenships. Koreans are not. Americans are allowed. British are allowed. Not sure about Italian or your EU citizenship, Schengen citizenship. But I'm allowed to have dual. I'm a dual Canadian and Sri Lankan citizen. I also have 3 permanent residences. Well, sorry. I have 1 permanent residence and 2 long-term visas. So I have a Korean permanent residence. I have Thai long visa and Philippine long visa. So you can have as many permanent residences or long visas as you want. You just have to adhere to their requirements, which is I have to land in Korea. I don't have to reside in Korea. In Thailand and Philippines, I have to land once a year. So you can have as many as you want. But there's a couple of countries that allow 3 passports. Swiss is one of them. German is another one, I think, because of Switzerland. But anyway, resident visa. Again, I don't know anything about it because I'm a citizen. I don't have to think about visas. Right? My brother had to apply for a visa to come here. I am not originally from Sri Lanka, and that is interesting. I was not born here. My mom and dad are. They're Sri Lankans, born and raised. Up until the time my parents left Sri Lanka, my entire ancestry is Sri Lankan. My parents left Sri Lanka in 1967, and I was born in China. My dad was a diplomat. China, then he was moved to Italy, lived in Italy. Like I said, I lived in Italy for 2 years, and then he resigned, and then we moved to Canada. My uncle, my dad's older brother, sponsored us to emigrate, and we became Canadian citizens in 1976. I think it took us about a year or 2 to become Canadian citizens, and then I had to rescind my Sri Lankan citizenship. At that time, I was a Sri Lankan citizen. I was born technically in the Sri Lankan embassy, so I was a Sri Lankan citizen. I had a Sri Lankan passport, Sri Lankan ID, everything like that, but I didn't live here. As a baby, I was here for about 3 months. As a baby, I was... No, as a child, I was like 4 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. No, wait a minute. Yeah, 3 or 4 years old, I was here while Dad set up the house in Italy, and then we moved to Italy. But overall, this is the longest time I've ever spent in Sri Lanka. Prior to this, I was only a tourist. Prior to moving to Sri Lanka, prior to 5 years ago when I got my citizenship back, I got my citizenship back about 5 or 6 years ago. I applied for reinstatement of my citizenship and got it. You had to pay some money, do some paperwork, blah, 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 and get that all taken care of. But I got it back. So I have dual passports. I fly on my Canadian passport, and I enter Sri Lanka on my Sri Lankan passport. So I have Sri Lankan ID, Sri Lankan bank account, Sri Lankan driver's license. I technically have a driver's license in 3 countries: Korea, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. And I haven't driven a car in 17 years since Canada. I've driven motorcycles. I drove a motorcycle for 10 years in Korea. I drove a motorcycle in Philippines, drove a motorcycle in Thailand, drove a motorcycle here just a couple months ago. I rented a motorcycle and drove for my first time in Sri Lanka. Very dangerous. But I haven't driven a car. Yeah, I mean, Mirko, if you are a new member, thank you very much. I'm assuming you're subscribed because you said you've watched a lot of my videos. If you're not subscribed, please, could you do me a favor, subscribe and, like a couple of videos, watch a couple of videos. I need some help from subscribers like you who are interested in my content so that the algorithm can push my videos to other people like you. All right, I really need help because I lost my monetization last week and I want to try to get it back. So if you could help me, I greatly appreciate it. There's a lot of videos on my channel. If you search the videos, okay, under Sri Lankan Sammy, on the playlist, there's a lot of videos about my previous life, okay? Why I left Canada, why I left South Korea, who is Sri Lankan Sammy. There's a whole bunch of videos, right? Dylan, I just did a video about I miss South Korea. And I really miss South Korea along this time of year because I look at my Facebook memories and all these memories start popping up about my life in South Korea. And I had a really great life in South Korea because I had an amazing job. First of all, I worked during the daytime and I had a great job. I made a lot of money. And at nighttime, I ran one of the biggest nightclubs in Korea. I ran one of the biggest nightclubs, right? I was a director of guest relations. So I made a ridiculous salary because I was a permanent resident. I made a ridiculous salary to drink and talk to pretty girls. I drank for free, I partied, that's all I did. I didn't really have a boss. The owner was my boss. And it was one of the largest clubs in Korea, 2,000 people a night. And I ran the front door. It was such a great life for me. And I've been in the nightclub business since I was 16 years old. I did marketing and promotions and DJing in clubs in Canada. I worked on the radio in Canada. I worked for CFTR, 680 News. Before that, it was a pop music station. I worked for CFNY, Q107. I used to be friends with Headley Jones and Chris Shepard, who were the DJs back at the time. I used to work at the government nightclub, Circa, Go-Go's. I partied with some of the top DJs in the world at Industry Nightclub. Those are my friends. And how do I like living here so far? For me, personally, not for anybody else, this is my 2 years of sacrifice. It's very lonely because I am working all the time. I'm working 7 days a week and I'm sacrificing a social life so that I can work. And how do I reward myself? By going on vacation for a month. I go for a vacation for a month in February and in August, September, October. I'll go for 2 months. And that's where I meet my friends. So Lady Sarah is coming. You guys, if you want to watch Thai-tastic Sammy videos or my Sammy and Supik playlist, so check out my playlist and you'll see my videos of my life. That's how I reward myself. You know, I don't have any friends here because I don't have time for it. Because of the way I work. And I want to work because I want to make money. Because I want to make money because I want to retire. And I will retire within the next 11 months, depending on how much I make in my stocks and stuff, in my investments. the faster my investments grow, the faster I can retire, because I've got that magic number that I want to reach, which will pay me in passive income plus extra that I can invest, so that I never touch the capital. The capital will always grow to offset inflation, okay, and exchange rates. That's how I figured it out. Let's pretend I need $500 a month, okay, to live. Right, that includes like amortized over the course of the years. Let's say I need $6,000 a year to live. That's $500 a month. Okay, that's not how much I need. I'm just making a round number. Okay, well, I want to earn $700, $800 a month so that I can take the $300 and invest it, so that my capital always grows to offset inflation. And I'm setting my inflation numbers at 5%. Okay, I'm setting my inflation at 5% so that I can grow my capital for the future, for healthcare, et cetera, et cetera. I like living in Sri Lanka because I have my family. I love my family. It's so good to be back with them. I lived 15 years. I lived away from my family. I never saw them. I saw them once a year, once every 2 years. Okay. When I lived in Canada, I didn't see them all that. I saw them once a month, right? Because we lived so far away. They lived in Bradford. I lived in, Milton or in Toronto. And I had my own life at that time. I really love living in Sri Lanka because I love the food, the heat, the warmth, and the ability to just live, right? I miss the lifestyle I had, but if I went back to that lifestyle, I'd be dead. I would. So do I miss certain kinds of food, steak and scallops? I can get it, but it's not fresh. It's imported, frozen. I miss having friends, but again, I'm kind of a weird extrovert. I like being alone because having friends is exhausting. It's a lot of work. And I have Lady Sarah. She is my special friend. We get along great, and we're setting ourselves up for a future together. Not marriage, not anything like that. Just basically, I enjoy her financial resolve and her love of travel and food. We all love the same things. Okay, just so you know, she is 32 and she's retired, like close to retirement. She is a millionaire. She owns her own house. She paid for it with cash. She makes a crap ton of money and invests everything. So I'm very proud of her. Well, see, I'm not Korean. I'm not a Korean citizen, and I cannot vote for president. So I am not entitled to an opinion. My opinion is basically this: whomever is in charge, whomever makes the Korean won strong and a stable economy, low inflation, so that I can earn money, I'll be happy with. That's what I think. So it doesn't really matter. Thank you, Mirko. I truly appreciate it. Lots of love to you, brother, for subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting and being with us today. Thank you so much. Okay, where in Sri Lanka are you based out of? I'm in Negombo. Sorry, not Negombo, Jaya. That's where I am. So I think I'm going to have a YouTube meetup when I get back from Vietnam in March, April, in the spring. I will have a YouTube meetup in Colombo or maybe Negombo, depending on where everybody wants. Maybe we'll do it at Port City, where everyone can get together, good parking, lots of space, and we can all meet up and hang out and have a nice afternoon. Healthcare. Permanent residents can vote, but I think it's like after 6 years or something like that. I've never bought. No, permanent residents cannot vote. Let me check. No, non-citizen resident, which means permanent residents, cannot vote for president. That's a security feature. There's 4 things that are different between me as a permanent resident and a citizen. I cannot vote for president. I cannot work for a government ministry. I cannot serve in the military. What's the 4th thing? I cannot vote. I cannot serve in a government office. I cannot serve in the military, and I cannot run for government office. I cannot run for any government office. Mirko, I have a couple of videos about health insurance in Sri Lanka. I haven't purchased health insurance because it's so expensive, especially at my age, because I'm a senior, right? As I get older, it'd be like $1,000 a month. It's ridiculous. It's not worth it because the cost of healthcare, even private healthcare, to go to the hospital and buy an MRI test, buy my blood test, is cheap. Check out the videos. I have videos on this, and I do a lot of them. Let me check the other comments. I'll come back to this in right a second. I mean, come on. Any government in any country is crazy. Nobody likes any government. That's why I don't vote. I stopped voting. I voted in Sri Lanka for the first time just to register as a voter because I want to be registered. But I didn't vote in the parliamentary elections because it was just, I knew where they would go. There was no reason to. Canada, everybody hates the president. America, half the population hates the president. It's not the president that runs the country, it's the system, okay? It's the system that's broken, not the president, the system. Miracle, I just got into the stock market in Sri Lanka. I used to invest in savings accounts and gold accounts in South Korea. And over the last few years, I've been transferring my money over to Sri Lanka and investing in term deposits and stock. So I set up a stock account. I've got about 30% of my assets in stock and about 40% in term deposits, high interest term deposits, and the rest is in cash. And sitting in a high interest US dollar account. So as I need money, I take it from my US dollar account and buy Sri Lankan rupees as I need money. I don't need a lot of money. I don't. Just like when I go out for dinner and everything, because I pay for my internet with my South Korean credit card, right? Whenever I buy large ticket items, I use my South Korean credit card because that's where the money's coming from. It's coming from South Korea. So why transfer the money, lose that money in exchange, and then pay for it in Sri Lankan rupees? I just might as well pay it with my South Korean credit card, straight from the source. So when I go shopping for things like this chair, like paying for my internet, like buying dinner, I pay for it with my South Korean credit card. Health insurance, I investigated health insurance, and the cost was just more than what I'm paying for the basic, like going to the doctor, getting a blood test, getting my eyes checked, doing this, doing that, right? Going to the dentist, right? I paid for a cleaning $25. My healthcare costs per year are approximately the same as 1 month's medical insurance. Until I have to pay more, there's no reason for me to get health insurance. And like I said, I have catastrophic health insurance: stroke, heart attack, car crash, cancer, transplant. I have that under my house insurance. And when I travel, I get travel insurance, health, flight, luggage. I get $50, $50 for 6 weeks. Peace of mind, right? I still have to pay out of pocket and then come back to Sri Lanka and then pay and then make a claim. But, you know, yes, Lady Sarah, I call her Lady Sarah, but it's because I have pet names for all my friends. Princess Jasmine, Lady Sarah, you know, Empress Yui. These are all the nicknames I have for my female friends. These are just friends, okay? Lady Sarah, though, I'm not going to get into details about our private life, but we have a much deeper relationship. I met her 8 years ago in Korea. She's a Korean American, and she was a teacher at the school that I worked at, and we became good friends. We dated for a little while in the beginning, but then she started working too much, and I was working at the club. It just didn't work. I saw in her drive and ambition. And at the age of 22, she was working as much as possible and saving. And she told me, oh yeah, I have this goal in mind, this financial target I want to reach by the time I'm 30. I said, that's a very ambitious, that's great. Every time I asked her out, oh, I'm working. Whenever she had free time, she was like, I'm sleeping, you know. And she reached her goal when she was 28, her financial goal. And she used her money and bought a house in Korea, in Gangnam, which is like the Beverly Hills of, the downtown New York of Korea, right? It's really expensive. She bought a place for just under $500,000. So she owns her own place. So now she doesn't pay rent, which rent in Korea is $2,000 a month. So she doesn't pay. So all of her money now is going to savings. So she just hit her magic number earlier this year at 32. At 32, she hit her magic number, her second magic number. So now she's working on trying to double that magic number in 5 years. So she wants to retire just shy of 35. So we are talking like we are on, you know, investing, putting money, where to put her money, how to make money with her money. Because what I want eventually to happen is she and I both love travel. I invited her to join me. And when she joined me the first time, she was like, wow, this is great. You're working and playing. Because I worked. She came for a week. I stayed for a month because I'm online. She's offline. She works for a company, daycare, and she does private classes. She markets herself. I don't. I use a middleman. I don't want that headache of chasing after bills. She enjoyed the traveling so much, and I enjoyed traveling with her because she loved the food and she loved the beach and she loved doing everything, and she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke. So I didn't want to do the club stuff. If I want to do the club stuff, Princess Jasmine is the girl I call to go out clubbing. So last August, I had a place for a month. Last August, 2023, August, she came for the first time. She came for a week, and she wanted to come back like a week later for 3 days, and she did that. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. She wanted to come back for 4 days, 3 days. It was crazy. She had so much fun. She came back. Like 10 days later, she came back for a weekend. So then we talked, and she said, let's go on vacation together. And we planned, and we went to Krabi. And she and I had such an amazing time. She said, Sam, I'm only traveling with you from now on. And we have planned and booked 5 vacations for 2025. We've already booked 2, Thailand and Vietnam, 1 month apart. May, we were supposed to go to Hong Kong and Macau, but we're not going to do that. I can't. Maybe Singapore, maybe. I'm gonna check. But I wanted to go to Korea and then travel with her. Just, it's a ridiculous amount of money. I don't want to spend that kind. August, we have a week. October, we have 10 days. So August, October, I'm going to take those 3 months and I'm going to travel someplace and stay. And then for the wherever we go the first place, that's where I'm going to stay. And then for the October, I'll travel to wherever we're going to in October, like I'm doing here. In February, I'm traveling to Pattaya and staying there. And then for the last week, I'm flying to Vietnam to meet her. Ah, very nice. Ciao. Very good. Very good. I'm in Jayala, halfway between Katunayake and Colombo. Yeah, you know, she's like you, but she's a younger version of very ambitious, always like hustling to get that money. Mirko, yeah, you don't need a lot of money in Sri Lanka. I go to King's Hospital in Colombo. I'll go either King's Hospital, Durden's, or Asari. Those are the 3 big ones. You're 33? I thought you were older than that. You carry yourself as someone way more mature. I totally didn't. I always thought you were like, because you're not a kid. She's naive. She was. When she was younger, she was very naive, very, very like youthful. You are like super intelligent. Like your head is very put together. I mean, I knew you, what, 5, 6 years ago? So you were like 27, 26. You were just a kid. Man, you carried yourself super, super well. That is very impressive. She's a year younger than you, but she's like very naive. Like, she lent money to a mother that she was teaching. Like, I think it was $20,000, and the mother wouldn't pay her back. I had to call one of my gangster friends in Korea. I'm in Sri Lanka. I had to call one of my gangster friends and ask him for help to collect the money. He collected the money, right? But she was very naive in trusting this mother. She was a Gangnam mother, right? She thought, well, she lives in this gorgeous apartment, rich woman. You know, I teach her kid, but the mother was like using that money to pay off another debt that she had incurred. And you know how Koreans do that? You know, those pyramids. They take one credit card to pay another credit card to pay another debt to pay another debt. So it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, and she used online Carrot to buy something, and she transferred the money, and then the guy ghosted her. So, but she was lucky that Carrot has a insurance. Mirko, if your father-in-law has a pre-existing condition, then what I would do is go to the hospital and sit down with their team and ask, what are the costs for this kind of condition? What can I expect? And then look at that yearly cost, and then look at Sri Lankan health insurance. What does that cost? And is there a caveat for pre-existing conditions? So you need to balance it out, right? Figure out which one is better, right? That's the key here in medical costs. Now, it's private hospital. So private hospitals are the best, and you can go to the big three and see which one is the best price. Doctors are a personal thing, so I'm not going to comment on which hospital is the best. I just go to the best hospital. The doctors within each hospital, I don't have serious conditions. I have an eye condition. I had potential high blood pressure, potential high cholesterol. Those are simple things that can be changed with diet and exercise. I have a compressed vertebrae in my neck, which is inoperable. Right? It's just I have to take care of myself. Old age stuff, prostate, heart, bones. Those are the things you got to watch out for as you get older. But I don't have anything serious like heart or liver or kidneys. Just regular old age things. I got to watch out for my kidneys because I kind of damaged them when I was younger. The doctor says there's a little tiny problem. They're kind of overworked. He says that's probably because you damaged them when you were younger by drinking too much. I used to drink a lot. So guys, we've been on for 2.5 hours. This is one of the longest live streams I've ever done. I'll stay as long as you guys want me to keep blabbing on. I have nothing to do this afternoon. I was going to clean my room. So that's not going to happen. I don't have a class for another 5 hours. I have 5 more hours. So I'll sit here for as long as you want. I just would like to go get some breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. I was supposed to finish half an hour ago, so I was going to have breakfast then. So if you guys would allow me, why don't we do this? Let's take a look at one of my favorite videos. Where is my favorite video? Here we go. Here's one of my favorite videos. And I'm going to play this video for you guys so you can watch it. And while I go make my breakfast, this is 5 things to never ask a VIP host at a club, because that's what I was. All right, so this is a video I did 6 years ago when I was working at a club. Right, so let's listen in to this and see what I had to say back then while I go make my breakfast. So it's a few minutes long, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's not working. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, it's not working. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on. I don't know why the sound isn't working. Yeah, let me fix the sound. Okay. So See if
On
that,
a Friday or Saturday night between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm really insanely busy. I can't have a conversation. So here are the top 5 things not to do if you want me to be happy. I mean, this is not just me. This is like VIP hosts in general. You know, these are promoters in general. I mean, promoters are a little different than me. They get paid by the person. You know, I'm a salaried employee, so I don't really get paid by the person. My job is an overall encompassing job of, you know, making sure that the people in the club are having a good time. So let's get right into it. Number 1, don't be vague. You know, don't text me, hey, how's it going? Especially during the busy times. Don't do that. I'm too busy to have a conversation with you. Get straight to the point. Hi, Sam. I'm in Itaewon. I need guest list for tonight. Can you help me? Yes, no, boom, you're done. End of conversation. So easy. Just ask me. You know, or what should I do in Itaewon tonight? You know, I don't know. I don't go out. I work at my club, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to tell you, come to B1. I'll put you on the guest list. End of conversation. So that's number 1. That's really important. Don't be vague. I don't have time for a conversation. I'm really insanely busy. Number 2, don't play me on another promoter. You know, that's really gauche. That's really low class. Okay? I'm here to do a job. I'm here to provide you with a service. If you don't want my service, then don't text me. I got a text, you know, oh, I got VIP at Club ABC and they offered me a table at a discount. Go to that club, get that table, get the discount. You're not going to get it from me. I'm not going to outbid them for your business. I've got too many guests. Our club is too busy. I don't have to do that. Sorry. They have to do it because they're not busy. Don't ask me for a bottle. You know, oh, it's my birthday. Can I get a free bottle? Don't ask me for discounts. Our club is way too popular for us to give discounts. You know, our prices are set a little bit higher than the industry in the area because we're one of the top clubs. We don't have to discount to attract people, and we provide value. So that's the other thing. We provide value for what you're getting. You know, if I'm going to give you a discount, which I can't, if I'm going to give you service, which I can't, I'll give it to you. But I can't. You know, that's not part of my job. Only the owner and the general manager can do those things. And then only in cases of like super VIPs, people who spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars a week. You know, that's where it'll only be probably taken care of. You know, don't ask me for details on what's going on. You know, oh, Sam, you know, it's Saturday night, 2 a.m. What's going on? You know, are there a lot of girls there? How do I get there? Where do I park? What's you know, how much does a bottle cost? And what, you know, what kind of bottles do you have? You know, I'm too busy for that. Come here, take a look at our menu, and then see what's going on. You know, I really honestly don't have the menu memorized because I'm not involved in bottle service or anything like that. That's not part of my job. I promote the tables. I promote, you know, buying bottles and things like that. But, you know, if you need to know how much the bottle costs, then you probably shouldn't be buying a bottle. You know what the average bottle prices are in Itaewon if you go out. Now, if you do it on a Wednesday or Thursday, no problem. I'll take the time to find out for you. But on a Saturday at 2 o'clock in the morning, not happening. The other thing, can you hook me up with some girls? Can you hook me up with some guys? Yes and no. I don't like doing that because it's not my job. I will introduce you to some of my friends, but I'm not going to be a pimp. Okay, I'm not going to do that. That's not what our club is all about. We don't do booking, Korean style booking. We don't do that. I will introduce you to friends of mine that you can hang out with and enjoy a good time. But that's how, as far as I'll go. Number 5. Okay, this is a touchy subject, but very, very important. Never, ever, ever, ever ask me about drugs. Number 1, it's illegal. Number 2, I don't know anything about drugs. I've been here 10 years, never seen it. Never been offered, never done it. Number 2, if you are the kind of guest who is interested in that, I don't want you in my club. So think about that. You are a extension of me. You're a representative of me. So if you get caught doing something like that and you're one of my guests, what does that say about me? So don't ever ask me about that. That's probably not, the best thing to do. And number 6, as continuation of number 5, present yourself in, a positive manner. Treat my staff well, treat me well, treat my customers well, and show respect for everybody. And you will, you will be a benefit. You will get more positive results from me, and I will treat you better because you showed respect. If you act like an idiot and pretentious or whatever, I'm not going to invite you back. I've had to do that a few times. So those are some of the tips that you can, do to make my life and all other promoters' lives easier. I'm here to make sure that the right kind of people get invited to the club. I'm here to ensure that the guests that do come and take the time to come to my club are having a good time. So if you're having a good time, I will make sure that next time I will take care of you. And it's not easy to say. Not easy to say. It's not a quid pro quo. It's not, if you buy alcohol, if you buy me a drink or buy alcohol or spend a lot of money, I'm going to treat you better. It's all about the kind of person you are. If you're a superstar, and what I mean is superstar, like a positive person, and you're coming here and you're partying and you're having a great time, you can buy one drink. That's all you need to buy. And still treat you as a super VIP because you're bringing that positive energy to the club. That's what I want. I want fun, happy people that infect everybody else, that show everybody, this is the place I want to be at. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter if you're super gorgeous or just average. It's about the energy you bring. So that's how to be, a positive influence on me and the club, is to be a happy, positive person. Show a lot of energy. Have fun. That's what clubs are all about. It's for people to have fun. We are in the business of selling alcohol and making money, but the only way we can do that is by having amazing guests. And each one of my guests are amazing. They're always happy people. They're always here to have a fun time. If you get lucky, you get lucky. That's what we're all out here for. We're physical human beings, right? Have fun, enjoy yourself. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but if you do, thank you very much, and I'm going to show you a great time. I'm going to take the time to make sure that the money you do spend is spent at my club. That's the most important thing. All right. So keep these in mind, and always click the like button and the subscribe button. And DJ1 Sammy out.
Sorry. Hopefully you guys liked that one and thought it was funny and cute. All right. So we're back. That was one of my first videos I did 6 years ago on a Thursday night.
So I'm having yogurt and granola. That's my breakfast. For lunch, I'll have rice and fish, something, and then dinner, no dinner. Because I ate too much yesterday. I gotta fast. I do the intermittent fasting, really good. Kiri Hodi, yeah. Mirko, one of the things I miss is international, like authentic international food. The wheat and everything, you can make pasta here, but it's just not the same. You can make tomato sauce, it's just not the same, right? So I miss my authentic Italian sauces and everything, because when I lived in Canada, there were immigrant Italians, and I had this one restaurant where they would make the pasta and make the sauce every day. It was so good. Oh. Thank you for allowing me to have something to eat. I appreciate you taking the time to sit around and watch me eat. Yeah, Mirko, the steak, I have to go to a hotel or to a steak shop. There is one steak shop at Havelock City. Let me look it up. That I've tried, that was good. Steaks at hotels are just ridiculously expensive. It is called Colombo Steakhouse at Havelock City Mall. They specialize in steak. You do not buy steak from any butcher in Sri Lanka. It's awful. They'll cut it properly, but it's awful. It's disgusting. It's awful. Ugh. I miss steak and scallops. The first thing I'm having when I land in Thailand is scallops. The second thing I'm having is McDonald's, because there's no McDonald's in Sri Lanka anymore. And I miss McDonald's. And here's the funny thing. Even Burger King, it's frozen. Okay, the burger patties are frozen. You can taste it. I want a cheeseburger. That's my favorite thing. It's cheeseburger. A double cheeseburger or a quarter pounder with cheese. That's my favorite. Colombo Steakhouse is really, really good. Any of the hotels, but they're all frozen. They're all Australian and all frozen. So that's the problem. I do miss my food. But I mean, you get a good beef curry and mom like marinades the beef. Oh, it's spectacular. Spectacular. All right. Tanya, I'm just calculating. I'm sending you a link right now to the place and the dates. I mean, when you come into the city, Mirko, when you come into the city, that's where you should check it out, okay? When you come into Colombo, or if you go anywhere to a hotel, to a tourist hotel, then you can definitely get it there. How long have you been? So you said you spent a couple of months here. I'm going to assume you're here now. Yeah, Burger King is okay. It's just not fresh. And I can taste the difference. I can taste the difference, and I can taste it, and it's just so salty though. All right. Yeah, you know, Darren, when I want something on my cheat day, I'll eat it, but I don't like it. Like I'm not. It's just like it's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm flip flopping today between ordering pizza and having Sri Lankan food. Because next weekend we're not going out because I have to work and I'm waiting for my brother to come. So I'm taking days off when he comes. So, and then we've got Christmas coming. So we're going to be eating a lot of food. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll order pizza. I got a coupon sent to me by Pizza Hut because I eat there once a week. And maybe have a pizza, a vegetarian pizza or something. I don't. We'll see. We'll see. So Tanya, I'm just sending you the dates, the price, and everything. So what else is going on? Well, making plans. I love making plans. Half the fun I have is making the plan. That's what I like to do. So I'm thinking that next year when I get back, if I haven't, so I got a 90-day suspension from YouTube monetization. I can reapply in 90 days. That's not going to be a problem. I'll have the numbers to reapply. My problem is that my channel metrics are all screwed up. I'm thinking maybe I will start a new channel. The same thing, a new channel. And that every week I'll put a video here saying, guys, I've moved to a new channel. Please click the link and move to the new channel. Please subscribe. So let me know what you think I should do. How many of you would follow me over? I think most of you who like the content will follow me over. Just as soon as you see the video and it says, oh, new channel, move to the new channel, you'll click the link and move to the new channel. Because I'd like to clean up my subscriber base. It's screwing up the algorithm. But anyway, we're approaching the 3-hour mark, so I really do need to wrap it up and get on with my day because I have a lot to do. I want to go through all of the boxes that I have and declutter. Like I have all of this stuff that I'll never use, and I just want to get rid of it all. Like I have a keyboard that's broken. It should go in the garbage. But I kept it, but I should throw it out. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go through. I have 2 cupboards full of stuff. I just got to get rid of it. And then I actually want to start to organize my travel stuff. I bought a lot of things for travel. So I need to organize that. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll take it out of the closet and put it in a bag, in one of the travel bags, so that it's out of my closet. I think that that's what I'll do. I'm very OCD about being clean. I don't like things lying around. So still too early to put stuff into a luggage. Once my brother leaves, though, I'm going to use his room as my luggage room. I'm going to start like packing things, like, because my travel clothes are not my daily clothes. So I'll just start packing things away. You know, new toothbrush, toothpaste, all of that stuff. But yeah, that's you know, I thought I heard that the microphone was doing something wrong. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds better. It sounds better now. Yeah, okay. It sounds better now. Thanks, Darren. You have a great weekend. Please give Janet a big hug for me, all right? And enjoy your week. I'll see you on the next round. All right, brother. Everyone, you guys stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. I really want to thank Tanya for joining the live every Sunday morning. I'm going to try to do it at around this time. Mirko, Aibowan, Stute, Bonus Stute, thank you for joining us. Truly appreciate it. JMB, living life in South Korea. Dulan, thanks again for joining. I truly appreciate it. From Canada. And Yo-Yo from Canada, from Toronto, my hometown. Thanks again for joining. Again, truly appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me. And as long as you guys are here asking me questions, I will stick around all day if needed. And enjoy your day. I truly appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me on this wonderful Sunday fun day with Sri Lankan Semi Retire with Mom and Dad. We will see you all on the other side.